This week, we also had the chance to speak with MyPillow inventor and CEO Mike Lindell, as well as former NFL player and outspoken Christian Jack Brewer. In addition to being the founder of MyPillow, Lindell has also been an outspoken person talking about his beliefs and his struggle with addiction. In his new book, What Are the Odds?, Lindell takes readers through his journey from crackhead to CEO. Brewer currently is the host of a podcast called Level Headed. He as well is an outspoken Christian conservative, and I sat down with both of them to discuss their teaming up for this new podcast aimed at bringing people hope, especially those who are trying to recover from addiction. It's time now for an in-depth segment with our good friend, retired NFL player Jack Brewer, and his good friend, a guy we feel like we all know very well, Mike Lindell. Mike, of course, is the founder and CEO of MyPillow. You may have seen him on TV before, but once upon a time he was also a crack addict. And this week he is celebrating 11 years of sobriety. He also has a new book out called What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO, about his journey to recovery. And you guys know Jack is a retired NFL captain and entrepreneur, and he and Mike have a great new podcast out as well called Level Headed. Gentlemen, great to have you here, and such an honor to talk to you both.
Thanks for having me on.
Great to be here.
All right. Mike, let's start with the book and your journey first. Congratulations on 11 years of sobriety. I know it's not easy. You know, everybody sees you and they've heard your story on TV before, of course, because we've seen the commercials so many times. But what is it like for you to be in this position now, a successful entrepreneur? It's 11 years sober and working with a great guy like Jack on this cool new podcast.
Well, it's amazing to be where God's given me this platform, or MyPillow was just a platform for to be able to do things which I am going to do, like with my book coming out that's going to help millions of addicts, and with our recovery network and with Jack and his podcast. And God's put me in this position right up to the present of getting divine appointments that have come on board with me to make this all possible, all the things I can do with this big platform that God's given me.
Yeah, I've been listening to you and Jack and to your podcast. You guys talk about this divine appointment, this divine intervention from God bringing you together. That's one of the things you have in common. You're both evangelical leaders. Jack, talk to us about how that is not only helping Mike in his recovery, but helping you in your efforts together to help guys that maybe had fallen off, the right path in the NFL or other places.
You know what? It's about team. And you know, I was listening to Mike speak actually at my ordination, and he was talking about, you know, how I had made and helped him strengthen, you know, his walk in Christ. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, well, you've helped me the same way. And so it was really, really cool to hear that. And it just, for me, it just solidified what I already knew. And that's that team and other people in your life making you better is of the utmost importance. And, you know, it's about reaching out to your fellow man and finding people that can make you better. And I think that's what Mike represents. I think that's what this book represents. You know, when addicts and anyone reads this book, they're going to get hope. And they're going to know that, you know, someone like Mike Lindell has been where they've been and has come through that. And I think that's all we all need, is a little bit of hope and inspiration. Yeah, hope and teamwork, as you mentioned, is important because none of us can do this alone. We all need support structure. And, you know, one of the things, Jack, I've been a big fan of Level Headed for a long time, but it talks, you know, it's a positive show, and there's not a lot of positivity nowadays. Mike, how important is that level of positivity, the hope, you know, looking towards the future, knowing that even though things might not be right today, there is always a tomorrow for you?
Yeah, well, that's what when doing this podcast with Jack, Level Head, we have a hope report. And that was when I came on, I go, you know, there's so many great things being right now happening right before our eyes. And we have one thing, though. We have addiction where it's so widespread and where everybody is affected by it, no matter how many forks you eat with. And what do they all have in common? They all are looking for hope. And that's what we got to show them. The ones that have made it through, addicts that have made it through, the things, the deviations in our country that are going good, there's your hope. Let's focus on that instead of all these negatives, because we're in times right now. These are the most amazing times if you turn off some of these news channels and you go and you just look around you and go, wow, this is amazing.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing news channel, now in 65 million homes. Get Newsmax TV on all the major cable systems or go to newsmaxtv.com and click on the Find Newsmax tab to locate us. Remember, Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.